Welcome to First Stack AI. I'm Renato, and today we're going to unpack the AI abbreviations you hear everywhere and finally make sense of them. AI is everywhere right now, but if we're honest, most people are just repeating words they don't fully understand, like for example AGI, LLM, RAG, tokens. In the next few minutes, I'll break down the core AI terminology clearly and simply so you actually understand what these terms mean. This video moves fast, so I've added a printable cheat sheet in the description to help you lock these concepts in. So let's start with AI. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a broad term that describes computer systems designed to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. That can include understanding language, recognizing images, making decisions, or learning from data. But AI doesn't mean the system is conscious or thinking like a human. In most cases, AI simply means the system is very good at recognizing patterns and producing useful outputs based on those patterns. So when people say AI, they're usually talking about software that can analyze information and respond intelligently, not a robot with a mind of its own. Artificial Narrow Intelligence, or ANI, is the type of AI we have today. It is designed to do one specific task, and only that task. For example, a chess program can beat the best chess player in the world. It has been trained only to analyze chess moves, millions and millions of them. But that same system cannot order food for you. It cannot drive your car. It cannot suddenly switch to writing a poem. Why? Because it was never trained to do those things. It is powerful within its area, but outside of that area it knows nothing. That's why we call it narrow. Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI, would be AI that thinks and learns at the same level as a human, not just in one area, but across many different tasks. It could write code in the morning, learn a new language in the afternoon, and give medical advice in the evening. Just like a person, it would be able to adapt, learn new skills, and switch between problems naturally. But here's the important part. We do not have AGI today. Anyone claiming we already do is either misunderstanding what AGI really means or trying to sell you something. Artificial Superintelligence, or ASI, is a theoretical concept. It describes an AI system that would be more intelligent than all humans combined, not just in one area but in every field. It could potentially discover new scientific breakthroughs, design advanced technologies, or solve extremely complex global problems. For example, some people imagine it could help solve climate change or unlock new physics discoveries in record time. But here's the key point. ASI does not exist today. Right now, it's an idea discussed in research and philosophy, not a real product you can use. Machine learning, or ML, is the method that allows AI systems to improve by learning from data. Instead of programming every rule by hand, we show the system many examples, sometimes millions of them. Over time, it starts recognizing patterns on its own. For example, a spam filter isn't manually told every possible spam rule. It studies millions of emails and learns what spam typically looks like. The same idea applies to recommendation systems like the videos or products suggested to you. This pattern learning approach is the foundation of most modern AI systems. A large language model, or LLM, is a type of machine learning system trained on enormous amounts of text, books, articles, websites, conversations. By analyzing all that text, it learns patterns in how language is structured. But it's important to understand something. An LLM does not think like a human. It does not understand truth. What it actually does is predict the next most likely word in a sentence based on everything it has learned before. That prediction process, repeated word after word, is what creates answers that sound intelligent. ChatGPT is an AI assistant powered by a large language model. Claude is the same. Gemini too. They're different products, but they all use LLMs under the hood. AI doesn't read sentences the way we do. When we look at a sentence, we see full words and meaning. An AI system breaks that sentence into smaller pieces called tokens. A token can be a word, part of a word, or sometimes even a punctuation mark. For example, a longer word might be split into multiple tokens internally. Why does this matter? Because tokens determine how much the system can process at once, how fast it responds, and how much it costs to use. In most AI tools, you're not paying per message, you're paying per token. So the more text you send and receive, the more tokens are used. The context window is the AI's working memory. It defines how much information the system can see and use at one time. You can think of it like short-term memory. If the context window is small, The AI can only look at a limited amount of text. As the conversation gets longer, it may start forgetting earlier parts. If the context window is large, it can keep much more information in view, like a long document, a full conversation, or detailed instructions, and understand everything together. So, a larger context window means better continuity and a more complete understanding of what you're asking. A prompt is simply your instruction to the AI. It's the text you write to tell the system what you want it to do. And this is actually the most important part when you interact with AI, because AI systems are very literal. They don't guess your intention. They respond to exactly what you write. If you ask something vague, you'll usually get a vague answer. If you give clear, structured instructions, you'll get much better results. Clear instructions in, clear results out. Prompt engineering is the skill of writing better instructions for AI. It's not about using complicated words, it's about being clear and specific. For example, instead of saying, "Write me a LinkedIn post," you could say, "You are an expert marketing strategist. Write a 200-word LinkedIn post about AI workflows for founders and tech leaders." The tone should be professional, insightful, and direct. The more precise you are about the goal, the tone, and the format, the better the result. Specific beats vague, every time. In the next video, we'll go step by step into how to structure prompts properly so you can consistently get high-quality output. A hallucination is when an AI gives you information that sounds confident but is actually incorrect. This happens because most AI systems don't look up answers when they respond. Instead, they predict the most likely next words based on patterns learned from large amounts of text. So if the model is unsure, it may still generate an answer that sounds convincing, even if it's inaccurate or completely made up. That's why you should never use AI output blindly. All outputs should always be verified with a trusted source. AI is a powerful assistant, but you are still responsible for checking the final information before acting on it. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG, is one way to reduce hallucinations. Instead of answering only from its training data, the AI first searches trusted sources, like your company documents, a database, or verified files. It retrieves relevant information and then builds the answer based on that real data. So instead of just predicting what sounds right, it grounds its response in actual sources. This is where AI becomes much more reliable, especially in business environments. A chatbot is an AI system designed for conversation. You type a question, it gives you an answer. For example, tools like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini are chatbots. They generate responses, explain concepts, write text, but they stay inside the chat window, they talk. An AI agent is different. An agent is a system that can take action outside the conversation. It can plan steps, use tools, and execute tasks to achieve a goal. For example, imagine an AI system connected to your calendar and email. It notices a scheduling conflict, reschedules the meeting, and sends confirmation emails automatically. That's not just talking, that's acting. So the difference is simple. A chatbot responds, an agent executes. Now you understand the most important AI language. In the next videos, we'll move beyond terminology and into real workflows and practical systems you can actually use. If you want to build with AI instead of just talking about it, subscribe.